Alrighty guys, welcome back. Today we are currently back here on Offroad Outlaws once again, as you guys can see here. Now for today's Offroad Outlaws video guys, we are going to be talking just a little bit about the quads in Offroad Outlaws. Alrighty guys, been quite a while, been like a long update ago. They did introduce here, their last one, the newest one they did introduce, that was a very long time ago, was the three-wheeler. Good little addition overall to the quad section, but what about the other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? But what about the other 6 quads we have? Are they any good? And quite frankly, do we have enough? Now we know in the previous updates they have been focusing a lot more on the trucks more than anything, as well as trailers and the new jobs they did introduce into the game. Now today's video is really just talking about the quad section. But then again, we also haven't seen anything new in the bike section as well as the side-by-side section for quite a long time. But since I've gotten home from school today, I've been working on my 2005 Honda TRX 400EX. Pretty much tearing it down, getting ready to put a new top end on it. Probably going to make a new video talking all about that and what I've done to it so far. So let me know down below in the comments if you guys are interested in seeing that video. Now my 400DX is currently the second quad I've ever owned. My first quad I did own was a 2006 Yamaha Blaster 200 with a 40cc big bore kit on it. So it was actually a 240cc Yamaha Blaster. And that thing ripped. It was super fun. I made plenty of videos on it while I did own it. So you guys can just look up DragsterTV Yamaha Blaster and find anything you'd like to know about my Yamaha Blaster in any of the videos I did put out talking about my Blaster. But for currently right now, I haven't made too many on the 400DX. Made about 1 or 2, I believe. But more will be coming soon if you guys would like to see that content. Anyways, long story short, I'm a big fan of four-wheelers, quads, whatever you want to call them. I know four-wheelers are like four-wheel drive, utility quads, a lot of people call them. And quads are, well, sport ATVs. So let's get into the other 6 options for actually just quads overall. The 7th option I did show was a three-wheeler, which I guess could maybe fall into that category. But anyways, continuing on into quads here, we start out first with the classic. It is a YFZ 450, as you guys can see here, and they pretty much just nailed the overall build of it. And you can, I mean, they're not running short on customization. I won't hate on that or anything. I wouldn't hate on anything but in this game, but I just wish we had more options overall. But I'm going to go over the current ones we have and maybe what I would like to see in the future. And this also will go for dirt bikes as well. I might throw in a couple of extra little ideas of what dirt bikes I can throw in. For right now, they're doing alright on side-by-sides. Really, they have the most popular ones, and I think us fans and the players are happy with the side-by-sides for the most part. But for the quad section here, the first one we do have is the YFZ 450. It's a classic. Glad they put it in. Glad they nailed the look overall. And yeah, all-around fun quad to build in this game, so pretty happy with that one. Next up, now this one, it's an interesting one. Couldn't really tell you what it is. Does remind me of an old Polaris though. Can't remember exactly what the name is. Does start with a B, but does have the same type style headlights. If any of you guys know what I'm talking about, don't know it off the top of my head currently right now, but the name does start with a B. I do believe Polaris might have produced them a couple years back. But I may be wrong on the manufacturer. I know the name does start with a B. I believe it's like Bomb or something. Just let me know down below in the comments if you guys do know what I'm talking about. But overall with this quad and the quad I'm thinking of in real life, they didn't produce that many. The headlight shapes is really what is reminding me of that. But I couldn't really tell you. This is just like, just maybe their own build. It might have been based off of something. But overall it's just kind of their own thing with the dual pipes, and it's kind of like just a drag racing quad. So this is kind of just their own little custom thing they did throw in. Overall, pretty cool. Next up, this is like your, I don't know what year exactly, but this would be one of your older year Yamaha Grizzlies. Overall, nice looking quad. I've actually ridden a couple of these in real life. They're actually pretty fun. So overall, classic. Glad they did put this one in the game. Next up here, this is based off of probably a Honda. Couldn't really tell you exactly what Honda or what four-wheeler. But this kind of does remind me of one of their earlier models of the Rancher, if any of you guys know about that. Just with how the headlights are placed, nothing else really brings me to think, oh, this is definitely a Honda Rancher. But yeah, this is our second utility quad we do have. Going down the line here, now what this really does remind me of is, well, If you know anything about the 400EXs, later year 450s by Honda, they kind of, I mean, this is kind of like an aftermarket plastic feature you could put on your 400EXs and your 450s, but this is really what the front end is reminding me of. Now, if we are talking about the pipe down the middle, what this is really reminding me of here is, I forget what model, but it is a Suzuki Sport ATV. And it was actually one of the later years they did decide to put this on, I believe one of their 450s, they did do the pipe down the middle. So this easily could be an LTZ 400 or an LTR 450. Next down the list. Now, if you guys have been watching my videos for, it was a couple months back when I did get the blaster. Well, anyways, as throughout the summer I was making videos with me and my blaster, me riding it, doing things to it, it was a fun time. I decided to get on Offroad Outlaws near the end of the summer as I was about to sell my blaster, and I made a video of me making my 2006 Yamaha Blaster 240cc with a big bore kit on it. I made a video of me building it on Offroad Outlaws, and this is the quad I used. Just because of how the plastics kind of fold down to the middle, if it had like a finished triangle right here, maybe not triangle, it's like kind of rounded off just a little bit, but the headlight is in the exact placement, exact same place. So that's what kind of brought me. I was like, I kind of want to build my blaster in Offroad Outlaws. This is a popular game on the channel right now, so I'm going to do it. Obviously, if I owned a YFZ 450, we really wouldn't have to do anything. We can see right here, this is a YFZ 450, and if I did own one, I'd just probably make it blue, because that's what most of them are, and I'd do the other cosmetic changes I'd have on my one in real life, which I don't own one in real life, but if I did, I'd definitely make it an Offroad Outlaws, because this would be a perfect candidate to do that with. But anyways, because I did own a blaster, I used this quad right here. Let's see if white is an option. It really isn't. But my Yamaha blaster, which I'll throw up on a picture up on the screen for you guys. Let me show you here. It was bright white, so it kind of looked like this. It had 50-inch wide axles. It was Banshee axles with wheel spacers too. It was actually very wide. But it was actually a little bit dangerous because it wasn't as wide in the front. It was widened with wheel spacers in the front, but so it was still a little bit wide, but it was kind of offset and a little bit weird. But anyways, all those videos talking about the Yamaha Blaster, you guys can go back and watch another time. So really what I'm trying to get at here is I'd like to see a couple more sport quads given to us as an option. Sometime in the maybe near future, later future, I'd just like to see it still while the game is thriving. Now, of course, with me being an 05 Honda TRX 400EX owner, I'd love to see that type of body style in a 400EX, but also a 400EX in general. Of course, you gotta love the 99 through 04 models, aka the bug-eye models. So I'd love to see one of the two models put into the game. More preferably, the one I own, so with my body style, which is 05 through 08. Yeah, 05 through 08. In 08 they did change it, so I guess 05 through 07. But anywho, I would love to be able to make my own 400EX, which I do own in real life, which all around is a very popular quad. Almost as popular as a YFZ 450, but there's a lot more 400EXs around than YFZ 450s because YFZ 450s are a faster, more just a race, lowered wide style stance quad, which a lot of people want, but 400Xs are trail riding quads as well as race quads at the same time. You can use them for both. But also if you want to just go out and hit the trails for the day, 400X would maybe just be a little bit better for that. Due to the suspension type and whatnot. And also that those quads are just more simple. So Offroad Outlaws, look into maybe producing a TRX 400EX, putting it in a game, either body styles, 05 through 08 body style or 99 through 04 bug-eye model. Love to see one of those two body styles or models of 400EXs put into the game, as well as maybe some 450s. I'm also a big fan of LTZ 450s. They did make in 09, they made a special edition LTZ 400, which was very similar looking to their iconic from the year before. They did produce in 08 their LTR 450s, and the body style on the 08 450 LTR that Suzuki produced looked identical to the special edition, the LTZ 400 they did produce in 09. So I'd love to see either of those vehicles or either of those body types of the quad itself put out into the game, because this one you can't really tell what it is. If you're using your imagination with the pipe down the middle, kind of how the plastics are set up, but no headlight, I guess you can bring yourself to think this is possibly an LTZ or an LTR 400 or 450. But really, all around, what I'm getting at, please, Offroad Outlaws, consider putting in some more, classic, not like that old, but the classic. Everyone has them, everyone knows them. Sport ATVs, as well as trail ATVs, if you know what I mean. But also, not just that, I'd like to see some more, maybe just go right with the 2021 new Polaris, I forget what they're called. But I've been seeing plenty of those on the road lately, so I know those are a big hit. And I know a lot of the fans and players in the Offroad Outlaws community would possibly like to see some of those in the game. So really, that's just what I'm getting at in this video. Make sure to let me know down below in the comments your guys' idea and what you guys would like to see with quads, side-by-sides, dirt bikes, stuff like that and whatnot within Offroad Outlaws in the future or later updates. As well as leave a like and share this video around to your friends if you guys did enjoy it, and subscribe if you're new and you haven't already. But that's it for today's video. Make sure to turn on those post notifications if you are new and you haven't already. Never miss a new daily video from me. And with that, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you have an amazing rest, guys, day and night. And with that, I'll catch you guys very, very soon in the next one.